Money.
Oh,
What's
I
up?
hear music. I gotta hear the theme music. Hey,
You
it's Friday.
You don't have to hear the theme music.
That gets me hyped up.
All right.
It gets me hyped up and everything.
Good morning. How are
Oh
you?
my God.
We're ready to roll.
Yes, morning and we're rolling
You know
already.
our DJ
Hey,
and get the
everybody.
signal.
Hey,
What's
how
up,
you
Jay?
doing?
You Ice? Where's the music at? We putting Jay Ice on blast. So
Welcome.
Putting on blast. All right.
Welcome
Let's
to
do it.
Always On podcast with Tonya and Jay.
Jay Jones in the house.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very, very much. Had a
Happy
lot.
birthday.
Had a lot of great wishes. Yesterday was my B-day. It was kind of dope. I dug it. Went out. Went cray-cray. Not cray-cray. I don't go cray-cray. Cray-cray to me is like bed at 9:30.
That's terrible.
You know?
Terrible.
We got our girl, Miss Mitchell, in
Yes,
the building.
hey, Miss
What's up,
Mitchell.
girl?
Hello, good to be here. HBD to you. You
Hey.
kept it on the DL.
I did. Well, you know,
I blasted him out.
it was
You
all
did.
over
Blasted him out on
social.
So
media.
what?
Yeah.
You're 23?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I'm old enough to take you out to dinner now.
And have a drink
And
along
put the
with
bill.
that.
And put the bill. Good to be here, my friends.
It's a delight. So, anyway, quick wrap up. We got a lot going on tonight,
Yes,
right?
we do. We got it. Got it. A lot
It's
going
just
on.
been hot. It's just been hot in Washington. It's been hot in New York. It's been hot where? Across the country, across the globe, Vietnam.
You got it.
Yeah, Hollywood.
DC, New York.
You
all
look
that.
like you be rocking the red carpet. Tell us about this necklace around your neck real quick before we
You
jump
like
into
it?
the.
You think it fits with the Hollywood theme?
I
We're
think
just
it's
coming
got-
off the Oscars, so,
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, speaking about the
I'm keeping the
Oscars,
vibe.
you got
congratulations to Spike Lee.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
all the,
yeah.
He finally got that. That's what
We
it is.
shot a Spike out last week. We had to make time. Remember we were rushing,
Yeah, but he didn't win then.
but we were rushing to talk.
Congratulations to the what's the lady who won designer for Black
Oh
Panther?
yeah, both of them.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Shout out to them.
Miss Kraft, right? Robin Kraft? No, not Robin Kraft.
Robert Kraft is on the faces.
Yeah. I got the papers.
Amazing
but,
that it was nominated, right?
Right.
Black Panther?
it's hot. It was hot.
About time.
Keep it real, young lady. Keep it real.
About time.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Keep it real. It's about damn time. That's how you put it.
Okay,
There
That's how
now.
you put it.
All right.
Anyways.
Well, let's jump into Hollywood.
Yes,
Since
exactly.
we're
You know?
talking about Hollywood, right?
Right. Let's talk
Right.
about Miss Blair.
Selma Blair, what
Yes.
about it?
You know what? That shocked me when I heard it because she still looks great.
She looked fantastic at that red carpet, Vanity
Yes,
Fair.
Yes.
Did you
With her
see
kid,
that
yes.
Ralph and Russo
Yes.
dress?
That's
was
what it was.
beautiful.
It was
She
great.
I wish I had a
was
picture of it. I would
in
put it
style.
up. Yes.
There you go. And she was rocking that cane as well, right?
She kills that cane.
She killed the cane.
She's like, I do rock this cane.
There is a new line coming out. That cane was wrapped in black leather with a pink diamond in it.
Oh, really?
Bring it. She brought it.
I
She
thought it was
owns
just a black joint. Okay. Yeah,
She
yeah,
owns it. So
owns
46 years old, right?
Oh, she's so young.
46 years old and just diagnosed, as we all know,
Yeah.
with MS, right?
Yeah.
Very
And
aggressive
she's
form.
A very aggressive form. She's had it for a while
Mm.
and kept it really, really quiet.
really?
She was diagnosed recently.
But October, wasn't it?
In August, she was diagnosed.
Okay,
In
okay.
October is when she first went
Okay.
public with it.
Yeah.
But she's had symptoms since back in 2011 and didn't know what it was. So when she finally found out, hey, this is what I have, she was actually so happy. She had tears of joy because she said, I finally know what's wrong with me. I know I'm not dying. I know it's not terminal.
Right.
Now I can attack it. Now
Yeah,
I know what to
exactly. Now
do.
she can fight. Yeah.
Which was
Exactly.
kind of weird because she said she was having all these symptoms, but nobody was believing her or not understanding.
Yeah,
or
and we
get to
can
the bottom.
and we can get into it. But what I want to do is start off with, so diagnosed back in August, and then in October she went public on Instagram with a post, and I want to read you what she wrote. Quote: I'm disabled. I fall sometimes. I drop things. My memory is foggy, and my left side is asking for directions from a broken GPS. But we are doing it, and I laugh, and I don't know exactly what I'll do precisely, but I will do my best. And her goal, quote, I'm in the thick of it, but I hope to give hope to others and even to myself. And you bet the minute she came out, the public outcry of support for her
Right,
has been
yeah.
insane. Because this is an illness that's known as the silent illness, right? So people don't know because the symptoms are so sort of vague and they start off very sort of generic, feeling tired, fatigue, you lose muscle control, you have a little numbness, you don't know what it is. And so some people can have it for years and years and years and not know exactly what was going on, which was exactly what happened to her.
Wow.
And then you get to the point where, things start taking shape and you start having stronger sort of symptoms. So she came out in October, hasn't been seen in public until she came out at that
The
Vanity
Grammys,
Fair
yeah.
Oscars,
Right.
real big style. And then, of
That's
course,
so
this week she went on GMA with Robin Roberts
Oh yeah.
and gave that really amazing interview. And
Right.
what's the first thing that struck you? It was her voice, right? The fact
I was
that
happy
it was
for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, that it was
that it was
broken.
quivering.
Yeah,
it was
it was
so
shaky.
sort of shaky, which is such a common symptom of MS. And it's actually something called spasmodic dysphonia. It makes it hard to control the muscles in your throat, in the larynx. So that shocked me when I saw her. I mean, she looked fantastic, but the minute she started speaking, you figured out.
You figured out.
This
yeah, you
is
thought-
this is advanced.
this is-
Something's going
This
on
is real.
here.
Yeah, this
with
is
her.
real. Yeah.
But
you
she
really knew
owned
it, huh?
it.
You know.
I mean, she really owned that, right?
Yeah.
And then she stepped up to the plate and she said she started having symptoms back in the day and she felt ashamed to sort of talk about it. She didn't want to tell anyone. She felt she was a bad mother. She said this would affect her career and she just didn't know what was going on.
Wow.
So 2011 diagnosed, and then just 2011 symptoms just diagnosed back in August, and then October finally able to come out, and then 6 months later, this is her first public appearance.
And her best friend came out. Who was her best friend?
Sarah Michelle Gellar. I mean,
Right.
she's been on some amazing shows, right?
Right.
Cruel Intentions, that was her co-star there. She's been on Hellboy. She's been on Legally Blonde. So we know her from so
We
many
do,
different things.
right.
She's such a strong woman. She's
That's what we
incredible.
like, and she's got to be strong. I thought, I never knew the symptoms were so powerful as they were, so aggressive.
Exactly. And, the statistics are, this is very interesting, and I looked this up. 1 million people in the U.S. suffer from MS. Now, that is double the original estimate. So there is a huge population that's suffering from it. And the symptoms vary so much. They can be, being lethargic, feeling fatigue, having numbness, or then you progress to sort of not being able to control your body.
Right.
You have issues with your voice. But the thing about this disease is that it's a condition that sort of goes into spasmodic mode, so you can suffer from it and have all of these symptoms, and then you go into remission as well. So you can function normally, you can get away with it, nobody needs to know. But I wanted to point out to you, Selma Blair, we all know about. There are some other people who are also well-known personalities that have MS. So when I speak to
I
you,
thought Montel had it.
Yeah,
Montel had
has
it. Exactly. Who's the other person you think of when you think of MS?
What's his name?
A lot
He
of
just died.
people.
Did he just die?
I'll tell you what, a lot of people, when I've been talking about with my friends about this, you know, the name that comes out to me is Michael J. Fox.
Right, Michael J. Fox. There you go.
Except Michael J.
He doesn't
Fox
have MS.
doesn't have MS.
No.
He has Parkinson's.
He has Parkinson's.
That's right. That's
but,
right. That's
but the conditions that people, the symptoms that people
They're
have,
the same.
they are so
Yeah,
similar
right,
up to a
right,
point.
right.
But the difference is multiple sclerosis is an autoimmune condition that affects the nervous system. Parkinson's disease is a progressive neurological disease. So initially the symptoms are very similar. You don't know the difference between them.
Okay.
And then it progresses, and then you figure it out. But in both cases, it takes so long to figure out what it is. But Montel, he came out on Oprah
Right.
many
I
years
remember
ago,
that.
back
Yeah.
in 1999, and he said, he learned how to sort of keep it in a box and distract himself. So no longer a talk show host, but he spends a lot of time with his foundation,
Right.
the MS Foundation
Right.
that he created,
Right.
trying to promote awareness. Another famous person, Jamie Lynn Sigler. You all remember her from The Sopranos, the mob daughter.
Oh, yeah.
So you remember back in 2007, the show, had its finale.
Right.
I don't know if you remember, but that scene, she goes running into the house to make it in time for dinner with the family. She sits down. She said, that is the final time that I was ever able to run. I never was able to run after that. She lived with this disease for years and years, and she said, I didn't want to tell anyone. I was afraid it would impact my career.
Wow.
So lived with it for years, and then she says she takes medication twice a day. She says it's manageable. But it took her a long time to get over the stigma and to be able to talk about it. Trevor Bayne is another one, a Daytona 500 winner, diagnosed at 22 years old, competed in NASCAR. He became the youngest driver in NASCAR history to win the Daytona 500 back in 2011.
So are you saying that it's manageable and should we not have better procedures, or what's the bottom line, so to speak?
Great question. So it varies from person to person because the symptoms are so different depending on, who has it and how they're able to manage to treat it. So to treat it, what happens right now is you take steroids. And the steroids have different impacts, but it's not a cure, right?
I heard cannabis too.
Cannabis
Wasn't
can help
Montel
symptoms.
doing it? Because
Yeah,
I
he
worked
was
for
smoking.
He
Montel
was
for a
doing
long
it.
time.
Well, I didn't work for him. He
Yeah.
was in the same building,
Right.
and I used to see him all the time in the
Yeah,
elevator.
which they say is a cure-all for everything nowadays. But steroids is the traditional treatment
Right,
that you
okay.
use, but it helps you manage it. It's not a cure. The good thing is there's been a lot of advances in stem cell research that have been very, very promising. So people like, Selma, who come out and openly sort of talk about it, she has had so many people come out and say thank you for speaking up because nobody knows about this disease, and more diagnosed in women than men between the ages of 20 and 50.
All right, we're gonna hold you for a pause for a second because we just have a guest walk in. Oh, he went to.
He's using the phone right now.
Okay, that's cool. And then we have somebody on the phoner.
Nobody calling in?
Okay, so stand by. Let's just regroup. You got a lot of information. You are on it. Thank you so very much. And don't forget to announce who you are, how people can get in touch with you on social media. And why don't you do that while we're having... Come on and have a seat, bro.
Well, thank you for having me on. And reach out to me at NY1Karina or at Karina Mitch on Twitter.
Say it one more time.
At Karina Mitch on Twitter.
At Karina Mitch on Twitter.
Almost always on.
Almost always
Almost
on.
always on.
Well, you always on making it happen. You're hard to catch up with, and it seems like you know a lot because you said this touches you in a sense too, right?
It does. I've dealt with I've dealt in my own life with people who have been ill and sort of progressive illnesses, and I've seen it. And the fact that she's able to come out, it takes a lot of courage to be able to do that.
All right.
And you can tell she wants to make a difference.
She definitely has to put something
and this
in it.
this isn't going to be the end of her career.
Oh, I don't think so either. She
No.
seems stronger than that.
Exactly.
So let's say hi to your colleague.
Hey,
Hello.
Jovan Dimitri.
Yeah,
How
good.
you doing?
I got lost, but I'm fine. I'm here. I made it.
It's
Lost
New
and found.
York. If you don't get lost a couple of times.
I know, right?
Yeah, we
We
all.
gotta-
You
Yeah.
know,
Well,
we
it's
all
good
get
having
lost.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, how you been? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah,
Cause we saw you before the New Year, right? You lit? You good? You on MS?
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving.
I'm still eating leftovers.
Oh man.
There you go. It's all good.
We got our caller here.
Okay, let's introduce herself
Yes,
and let's get in.
Alvina Alston. How are you?
Good evening. Blessed Friday evening.
Can you turn her up? Hold on a second. I'm trying to turn her up. Just a minute. All
Good
right.
evening. How are you?
Yeah,
We
how
got you.
doing?
We hear
got
you.
Yeah, so I didn't have my headset on.
Hi.
What's
Hello.
up, Alvina?
Hi. Thank you all for having me.
Media guru, lady. You go, girl.
Hello.
How you been?
How are you? I'm doing good. Thank you all for having me.
Thanks for being on. You just came back from London?
Yes, I just came back from London.
What were you
and
doing?
I'm ready to go.
What was you
On
doing?
Monday, Jarrell Big Baby Miller had his London stop for his press tour. He is scheduled to fight Anthony Joshua in the biggest card, I think, of the decade on June 1st at Madison Square Garden. And I'm his branding manager and publicist. So it's a long time coming for us. And it's June 1st, we're going to make history in New York.
All right.
All right.
Nice.
Well, say it loud.
Yes,
Say it louder than that.
Say that again. I don't even think I have a picture of him.
When you're making history, you just can't let it slide in the Big Apple.
That's got to be
Never.
big.
So where you calling from, Rockstar? What's happening?
I'm actually calling. I'm in the tri-state, but I'm in New Jersey. I had meetings all day.
Mm-hmm.
And, as far as negotiations and stuff, so I did not want to miss you guys. Unfortunately, I'm not there in the flesh, but I'm there in spirit. So I couldn't miss this. I moved everything out the way so I could be on time.
Thank
And
you.
I'm honored to be on.
Thank you very much. So, you were a journalist and did some TV work. What made you go into PR and start your own business?
Well, actually, I'm blessed to have worked with your colleague who is a beast herself in media. But I've been in TV over 24 years at 12 different networks, and I'm still consulting with various networks. Actually, I'm the head of consulting talent for I-24, which is an international TV station. So once you're a journalist, you're never not a journalist because you always see the world through that eye. But my story is, God forced me into it. It wasn't something that I chose to do. It was just that, when we walk a path, we're forced to do that path based on our comfort zone. So it's whether now or later, but you will do what, God calls you to do. So I was at a particular station. I had left working at internet CBS with Tonya
With
and had
me?
went to Fox Business Channel where I hope to launch the channel.
Oh yeah, we have somebody here.
Yeah,
What's her
Katrina's
na-
here. Katrina Mitchell. I don't know
Do
if
you know-
Do you know Alvina?
Alvina, meet Miss Mitchell. She's working at FBN right now.
I'm happy to meet you, and I'm
Happy to
ex-CBS
meet
too.
you. Well, I was one
We're
of
all in the
first
family.
people. In 2007, I was blessed to help launch the channel. Myself and several other producers got the opportunity to come over in 2007 and help launch the channel. And from 2007 to 2012, I spent time as a producer. And to make a long story short, a lot of the guys would come on to TV. A lot of our athletes, young men and women of color, and not just that, but CEOs, and they would have publicists that would make promises to them and say, well, I can get you on TV, and I can help build your brand, but they really didn't have a plan. And I would pitch in to help these gentlemen and young women basically build their brands. And I was good at it. And I think, because of my TV background and all the things that we have to go through as young men and women of color in TV, it really shapes us and sharpens us. We have a fine tuning as far as what we're, called to do, because we do so much more.
It's a curse being that good at what you do.
Exactly,
It sure
right?
is.
Yes, it is. It is. But you know what? It's also a blessing, because what it is, it prepares you for life. So I don't take anything for granted. Each and every experience that I had, it really shaped and molded me and put me through the fire. I mean, fire makes glass. And with that being said, all the beautiful things in life come from shaping and molding and pressure. And so with that being said, I was able to help these people that came to the station and say, hey, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And my love for helping people sort of transformed me as well, because what it did was it opened up another door for me.
Wow.
And I think all of us should have multiple doors, multiple streams of revenue, and multiple streams of opportunity, so that we're not putting all of our eggs in one basket. So with me helping these gentlemen and women, I said, I'm good at this. I'm going to step out on faith. But it wasn't like I stepped out firmly, because I was kind of like afraid. I'm like, well, I want to leave this mecca, this powerhouse of TV where I'm getting a check. That check is there every Friday,
Right.
to running my own business. But what happened was, I likened myself to Jonah in the well. Because what happened in 2012, I had just went with David Tyree to the Super Bowl. He left the league, and he's like, Alvina, let's go. We were going to go to the Super Bowl, and I was helping brand him. And when I got back, my boss sat us down. I was working in prime time, FBN, and he said, you know what, we're having layoffs. This was the first time they had layoffs. And they're like, we're going to lay everybody off. And I was like, wow. I went downstairs. I started crying. I'm like, what? I was like, you know what? You started more media. 2009, I started more media. But I was afraid to do it on my own. I was afraid. I would go into the bathroom, and that was my little office. I would take calls in the bathroom and lock the doors. But I had a friend.
That's pretty fun.
who
Before
had
we're gonna ask you a question, but before that happens,
Yes.
how can people get in
Yes.
touch with you? What's your website? What's your
Sure.
social media? Give us to us slow, strong, and project. Go.
Sure. My website is moremediahits.com. My Instagram is moremediahits. A hit, as you guys know, in TV is an interview. So more means everyone wants more TV. So it's MORE, media, MEDIA, hits, HITS.com.
Everybody don't know that term hits, but I do, and we do.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, brother? You got a cue? What's up?
Yeah.
Shoot it.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Jovan Dimitri. I'm a comic from New York, Bronx, New York. Can you hear me?
Yeah, she got you. Keep going.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, being an aspiring personality, radio, broadcaster and such. What is that process like going into media? I'm sitting here with some media giants. What is that like? Branding and trying to build something on yourself within that whole industry.
Alvina?
I think she hung up on me.
She didn't hang up.
Most girls do that to me. It's
That's pretty funny.
It's nothing,
That's all right.
nothing normal.
You still there, Miss Moore? Moore?
Alvina.
It's not. I ain't used.
But
to
what's the
it.
question? Maybe we can
Yeah. So
answer.
So basically, like, what is
Jump
that
into
like?
conversation real quick. Anyway.
I'm interested in doing radio and,
Uh-huh.
and broadcasting and media, in any capacity.
Right.
I want to know, like, how can I, I didn't go to college. I wasn't the best student.
I think you can answer that, Mitch.
Okay.
You're the radio guy. You go first.
Well, I
Come
mean,
on.
You gotta have
What's
a
the
passion. I'm
difference?
gonna answer it for you.
Yeah.
There you
Go
go.
ahead.
What's the question? I'm sorry.
So
what's the short end of the queue?
Yeah.
right. I mean, basically,
She's
what,
gonna go up there.
for
With you.
somebody that doesn't have any experience like myself, what is that process?
Nobody
like
had
for me?
experience. I didn't have experience.
You hit the
It's a
nail on the
passion.
head. It's a passion.
It's a passion.
Okay.
I didn't have experience. I just knew I wanted to do
She's back.
what. And like you, like Alvina.
You
put
back?
her
She's
on.
back.
Put her back on.
Yeah.
Like Alvina, I fell into TV. I was into music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be a superstar. I wanted to sing and whatever,
Rock
music.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Music was my thing. I fell into TV, and it's just something that you.
But how'd you guys get?
Well, how about your own passion?
I mean, I'm a comic and writer, and being doing this.
So
here.
you actually have a talent,
Well,
unlike
we
some
gonna
of
burn
us.
through it.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
You
guys
actually
have
have something to
talent.
back it up.
I got
Yeah,
something.
y'all got
say
talent.
something. Go ahead.
too.
Grab the
We
mic,
just
grab the
fell
mic, grab
into
the
it.
mic.
You get me?
Yeah.
When
just
I
sound
started when
Say
I
it.
started
Excuse me.
television, I
Oh.
didn't want to be in TV. I wanted to be a best-selling author. That
Go
was
ahead,
my
Juice.
that was my passion.
Yeah, I mean, I actually wanted to be a singer. I used to sing back in the days with Jodeci.
Let me hear you sing.
I don't
Jo-
know.
yeah.
Well, hold on. What you
Jodeci.
Hold on.
That's
Stand
my
down.
man.
Hold on.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on. What you saying?
Alvina, you there?
Yes, I'm
I was
here.
gonna say.
Okay.
I'm JD,
No, please
the
go ahead.
missing
Go ahead.
member of Jodeci. For those of you
No,
that
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say this, right?
Go ahead.
Everything that you get, you want to get yourself involved with, like a comic, music, whatever. Just get into that circle.
Exactly.
Be around those
Surround
type
yourself.
of people.
Well, that's a,
Surround-
actually
great-
that's a good point.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
So Alvina, he was asking how we follow our dreams. That's what he was asking.
Before you hung up on me,
He said that he said everybody hangs up
I
on
got
him.
disconnected. I got disconnected somehow with a question.
no, I mean, I get it. You hung up on me. I asked you a bad question. I didn't pay for the dinner last night. I get it.
I would never do that. Who much is given,
Not
much
with
is
more
required,
hits.
and you never know how somebody could bless you. So, what I'm saying is, how we got into it was when I was 19. I got my first job as a reporter. Coming from the project, I went to college, and I found out that TV had power. It was always a dream of mine. But as you guys can see, our dreams sometimes doesn't align with God's will for our lives.
Okay.
So TV is just a stepping stone. What we think our passion is, it'll lead us to what we are supposed to be doing.
Right.
So
right.
nothing is in vain. But you have to, no risk, no reward. Had I not stepped out in faith and followed what I thought I wanted to do, I wouldn't be where I am now. Like, I represent sports. I didn't know end zone from auto zone. You're gonna work in
That's
football.
awesome.
So it doesn't matter about what titles the world has for you. If you have a passion, it will align and it will be right. So just follow that. Don't
Right.
worry about what nobody else is doing, and don't
Did
follow
you-
anyone else's timeline. If you want to get into TV, you're a comic, do it. And I mean, go hard at it every single day.
No, yeah.
And don't be afraid to reach out to somebody that's doing what you want right now. Shoot them an email. Can we meet for coffee?
I truly,
You know.
listen, I got the invite to come here. Y'all don't know how hard it was to make it here. I got lost. I couldn't
Right.
see. It was dark. Everybody was moving so fast. I mean, they wasn't running. They wasn't walking. They was doing a little bit of both. I walked down the
I like
wrong
your
block.
vibe. Your flow is dope.
I stepped in poop. Like, because I'm not sure if I'm allowed.
That's good luck.
Then I found a puddle. I stepped in it a little bit.
Poop sounds a little
A
soft.
poop puddle.
Yeah, and then I actually made it. So, I think I'm following my passion. I appreciate y'all for inviting me out here.
Well, we
you-
appreciate you coming.
Keep
Yeah,
it lit.
yeah.
No, we want you. So listen, tell your girl she got a minute and a half. Tell us her
Alvina.
best stuff. Then we got Michelle who just walked in. Hey, Michelle, say something.
How are you?
Project into the mic. We going straight through the break.
Yeah.
We got to keep it lit.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Do your
yeah.
thing.
All right.
Hey, man, I'm here, man. Thank you for having me.
All right. So tell your girl what's up.
Alvina, give us
You got 30 seconds, babe. Let's do it.
your 30 seconds.
More
hit
hits. You can squeeze it in.
about what you do and
How
to
people get the.
yeah, how you can get started or following your dreams.
Sure, no problem. 30
30
seconds.
Now, I don't have any college experience. I I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go to college. I don't know how that, still in the.
Don't sell yourself short, first of all.
Yeah,
Right, right,
exactly.
right.
Listen to what he said. Stay with people, in your crowd.
Right. I'm gonna stick to y'all like white on rice.
That's what you should do.
Uh-oh.
That's what you should do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Big
we're gonna
hug.
give you love.
All right.
We're gonna give you love. Alvina.
Now she got 15 seconds.
Go
Hit
ahead,
it.
Alvina.
Hit it, girl.
Vina?
3.
You see, he's
2,
always hanging up on
1.
me. I'm telling you,
All
like
right.
something really.
She said it. Follow your
She
dreams.
did.
Go
She did.
hard. Go hard.
Don't
That's
even
what
stop.
Spike
That's
said
what
the other
exactly.
day. You're a Spike.
Hey.
Michelle
How
in the
are you?
building.
Good. How are you?
All right.
Nice to see you.
Nice
Yeah,
to see
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
too.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead.
One more question. All
Keep
right. boom.
going.
So now the first chance somebody gets, right? Boom. I'm here. I'm here right now.
We like a seat over there.
Now I might not do good the first time. I
Same
might
here.
not do good the second time. Aaliyah said at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again.
Try again.
But now I also have to do the footwork. Like what other opportunities? How can I, like you said, stay in the circles? But how can I stay involved? What opportunities should I be looking for if I don't necessarily know the people?
You don't have, like I said, how would you fall into being a comic? How would you fall into getting
Yeah.
booking gigs? It's the same process.
True. But I ain't gonna lie, people ain't booking me these days.
Well,
I don't know.
Well,
what-
Michelle, you stepped right on time because this is Michelle's a CEO of a CFO of a casting.
And I'm still
Agency.
waiting for my casting call, Michelle. I'm still waiting.
You're still waiting.
Yeah.
Your daughter. I invited your daughter, and she said no.
She said no.
She canceled.
Oh, she canceled.
She did?
She did.
I didn't even know because I told her.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
I'm her
Cindy,
cousin.
you
I'm
suck.
available.
Okay, cool.
I'll tell her to call her again.
Sometimes you don't get a second chance in this industry.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
know?
well, to me, it just said she doesn't want it.
Yeah, that's what it says.
That's what, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it
Okay.
We can
says.
talk later.
Yeah.
But are you doing improv? Taking classes like improv, like the
That's
Pit
pretty
and
funny.
things like that. A
Not
lot of
yet.
comedians go there.
Well, I can't see her.
Get into something like that. Work with other comedians. Definitely network. That's what it's really about.
Yeah.
And then also, you said about going back to college. You can go
you
back to
split,
college
didn't
at
you?
any time you want. You can do online classes. You can go anywhere you want to go. It's just, putting your best foot forward. And I think
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. And by showing up here. And I think success, 80%
Appreciate
of
that.
success is showing up.
Right.
Showing
That's the
up.
first
You gotta
step.
show up.
I
So-
appreciate that.
Tell him your story because you started with your best friend, right?
But wait,
Yes.
before she does that, you need
Okay.
to get her in the seat.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
wait,
you're
wait,
gonna
wait,
not.
wait,
Do
wait,
your
wait,
wrap
wait,
up.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, do your wrap up. You can't just leave dry. You got to tell us
Love
what
you. Check me out on Fox Business News. I'm at CBS at Karina Mitch. Peace.
I'll see ya.
And if you're awake tomorrow morning on New York 1,
What time is that hit? People love New York.
5 a.m.
Thank you for
Oh,
stopping
Lord,
by.
have
Alright.
mercy. Nobody's going to be up to that early.
Peace.
Thanks for rocking and rolling, girl.
Thank you for stopping by.
All right,
who's
Michelle.
this?
Oh, this is Angela.
Hi, Angela.
Oh, Angela. Anyway, are you good at that chair?
I'm fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay,
All right,
all right.
Ange.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on in. All right, we're going to have a caller come in, but keep talking. We still live.
So,
You
all
can't
right.
stop the energy.
I got a few
She's
questions.
asking me questions.
Number one, is there any openings for me?
One, I'd have to see your reel. Two, I'd have to see your headshot because it's about what I do is TV commercials and
Yeah.
on-camera print. We work with a lot of comedians who
Yeah.
want to just kind of go out there and do that. We know some casting directors, House Casting, Brooke and Mary. They work with a lot of comedians, so it's really kind of getting into their classes and learning, working with them and networking. Just as like everyone.
I'm not
saying.
gonna lie to you. People don't want to take my pictures. Now part of it is because I ain't got no money right now.
Okay.
But also, people they just not. I don't know. They're not feeling me right now. They don't. They're not putting me on their shows. They're
We got a
not
call.
taking
All
my
right.
pictures. They're not doing it, and it's not discouraging me because I'm here tonight. Even though I
Great.
stepped in poop, I'm still
Miss
here
Mitchell,
regardless.
You should connect with
Well, you know what?
Miss
Sometimes
Kilic.
we have actors who are on our roster for a year and they go out on casting calls and they don't book. It takes a couple years to actually book. It's just perseverance and getting through because you never know what clients want. You don't know what they want.
Well, we're going to talk about that. That's why we're going to talk about you about casting with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But hold that thought. We're going to tease up. We got Mr. Cohen on the line.
Mr. Cohen.
We're going to talk about the biggest event that's been going on nationally right now. Angela just joined us, ESQ
Hey, Angela.
prosecutor. Steve, you there?
How you doing?
I am.
All right, so
Hey.
Steve, the biggest thing happening. Do we trust Cohen or not? Tell us who you are and how people can get in touch with you.
Who am I?
Yeah,
My
boy.
name's Steve Cohen. I run an independent news department in San Diego, California, and have for many years. So I watched the Michael Cohen testimony, gavel to gavel, because that's what I do for a living. And I found him be, honest in terms of his own interpretation of what's going on, but really not a credible guy. I don't know why anyone would believe anything that he has to say, or why the Democratic majority felt they had to bring him forward in a public venue like that. I mean, they didn't learn anything. There was nothing new that he had to offer in the public testimony anyway at all. So I thought it was just an opportunity to embarrass the president, embarrass him, and frankly to embarrass the congressman as well.
The system,
it just
the
didn't
whole
seem like a
system.
good moment for America for me.
Do you think when does it wrap up? Is it still going on today? Day two?
Behind closed doors, yeah.
Man, he been.
He went behind closed doors.
telling.
He went behind closed doors for 2 sessions. He's headed towards a 3-year prison term, as you guys all know.
Right.
He has been unable to in any way say that there's any collusion between the president and the president's folks in Russia, which was the original reason, they all got into this. But he does have, a point of view about the president and the president's character and what the president asked him to do when he was a fixer. So I think that material is believable to some small point, but it's
What
all
about
interpretation. It's not facts. When he says the president's a racist, says the president's a liar, those are interpretive ideas, not based on facts. I mean, what are the facts? What did the president say? What did he want him to do?
Wait a minute.
None
he
of
had
that was
facts.
made
I'm
clear.
sorry.
Plenty of
He had
facts, Steve.
evidence and everything.
Well, this is where you're gonna, Angela here is a prosecutor type, double harvest, so she may have a little bit of pushback. But before she does,
He has
what about the
evidence.
check?
Yeah, exactly. What about the check that the president signed while in office, Steve?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Is it a real check? Did he really sign it? I have no
Oh.
idea. I don't know. Whatever this guy
that's a good
said
point.
he
That's a
did,
good-
I don't
yeah.
believe anything he
Real
said
check.
that he said. Who
I
knows?
got a few questions for him.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
But
So
you
we
think the president did what? What did he do? Even if he signed the check, that makes it a terrible thing. I mean, guys do that. Guys sign checks, try to deal with people,
Justice
try
Smollett
to
signed the check.
fix,
Is that real?
fix things that are wrong.
I'm not gonna go there.
No, let's
Excuse
stay.
me. Who did you vote it for?
Well, no.
No, wait,
Steve runs a business. He's just going to give us the news opinion and the facts as he sees them.
I also like to write about my opinion
Right.
about things that are
Say
happening.
who you are, Angela.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Not that this is a.
My name's Angela Dorn. I'm the co-founder of a platform called BlackHer at www.blackher.us, where you talk about a lot of political issues and the importance of paying real attention to what's going on right in front of us in terms of what's happening to our democracy.
Well,
I
I would applaud everything about that. I think the issue for me, though, as a guy who's trying to interpret this from what you see to the public, is what did Mr. Cohen say? Exactly what did he say? What does that lead to, if anything? And then at that point, the public has to decide, all right, so is that meaningful, not meaningful, indictable, or what? And I didn't see anything that changed the complexion of who's going to jail and who's not going to jail, nor did it rise to anything that looked like anything that would result in an impeachable offense, which, of course, is why
I'd have to beg
the
to
Mueller
differ,
investigation was
have to
brought
beg to
about
differ.
originally.
On just a couple of points, and I won't go on at length, as Cohen did for 7 hours of really important testimony. One of the things that he talked about was his evidence, which he referred to, that the president, for one thing, undervalues his assets in order to avoid paying income taxes, which all citizens are supposed to pay to the extent that they owe taxes. So that would be a criminal offense. People go to jail for things like that. And frankly, I'm not even here talking about the different reasons why the president should go to jail. What I think we really should be thinking about is what is the character of this person?
Of the president or
his
Mr.
lawyer
Cohen?
up until a few months ago was this Cohen guy who you're talking about what a criminal and liar he is. His other associates are people who have been indicted for good reason. This is unusual, and I'm not comfortable personally at all with having a president of the United States who doesn't mind engaging in criminal conduct when it's convenient for him.
I got a few questions. Let that sink in for a little bit. That was deep. That was deep. Hey, man, how you doing?
How am I doing?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Steve,
thought
how are you?
I'm fine. I sit at the outside the wall of fire and walk through it from time to time. That's what I do for
I
a
like
living.
fire.
Well, Steve, you've been in the news business for a long. You got a tough skin, and a smart guy.
For a minute.
Yeah. But I'm interested in, that's why I call in, because
Oh, yeah, definitely.
you want to be open-minded about these things. You want to hear, other points of view so that it helps you recollect on where you're going. All of us get caught in these grooves of ideology, and I'm not sure that's a good thing for the democracy.
Well, I got a few questions. I'm Jovan Dimitri. If you don't know, I'm a comic. I don't own anything yet, but I'm trying to get there.
Well, I have no sense of humor, sir, but go ahead anyway. I'm happy.
It's all good. All right. So, first of all, are you related to Cohen?
I was going to ask the same thing.
I was thinking
Is that your
that
brother,
too,
cousin?
but
It's a common name like Smith or Jefferson.
All right. That's cool. All right. My thing is, I don't trust anybody who would tell for like 10 hours. Like, first of all, he's not credible. You've been telling. You went into business with somebody, right? You did it for 10 years, a decade almost. And then you chose to start telling. So how could anybody believe him? Personally, I really don't have too much of an opinion on it because it's not really affecting me per se. Everybody do a little bit of crime, do a little bit of time. You walk in the store, steal a bag of chips.
But don't you think it's a distraction to whatever we should be talking about as Americans right now? You got
some of
you
it
got
is.
folks
Some
that
of
are
it
working, working as dishwashers, people that are cleaning houses. They can't get $15 an hour, no matter what they do.
I stepped in poop
people
earlier,
should be
man.
making
I ain't worried
19
about
an hour,
Cohen.
not 15, and they're making 10. There's an issue that America might want to argue about. Seemed to me I'd rather have Congress spend 4 days on that than on this. But,
it is a little distracting.
it is.
Usually it's like smoke and mirrors because they're trying to divert from other things that are really happening.
It's a good thing, though. We are all Americans, and whatever they trying to cover up, hopefully they ain't trying to do it to us.
Actually,
they doing
It's been
it to
happening
them.
for how many
They
years?
doing it to everybody else. Don't do it to us.
I was sitting in the newsroom chilling, watching it. It was a soap opera. It's better than Young and Restless. Okay?
It was good viewership, Steve. You have to admit.
There's no question. But what's
I was
interesting,
tuned in.
and this
No joke.
you'll understand this, Jay, and I hope your listeners will. So here I am. I'm an independent TV station, right? So I'm up against 7 other big guys. They're all running the thing stem to stern.
Right.
So I just said I'm not going to do that. I want to run the opening statements. I'll run a little bit of testimony, but otherwise we're going to go on with our news day. We're just going to do everything from, cowboys and horses at rodeos to local people trying to deal with local issues. So we did that for 5 hours while that was going on. Guess who was number 1 in the ratings? We were.
Congrats.
Wow.
Congrats.
Because I think folks, make up their minds about things, figure out does it impact their lives or not, and then they say, all right, let's go on. So I don't think everybody should do that, but I'm just saying that it isn't a bad idea for somebody to say, let's get some perspective on this and not spend our whole news cycle on it.
They've been doing
That's
it.
my 2 cents on it.
Well, that's the biggest story. Listen, Steve, I know you could hang for a minute, but we got to wrap. We got we got 6 minutes left of the show. We got guests that's walking in.
Hey, look, I'm glad to be with you all. I would love
thank
to
you.
talk to that prosecutor some more. I'm going to go to that website and jump in. So
Please
thank you
do.
so much.
All right.
And
thank
Steve,
you.
save me some time. I'll be in San Diego this week.
See you later. Take care now.
You
All
bet.
right, thanks, Steve.
Thanks a million. So, that was one of the biggest things again. So that was one of the biggest things happening, right, of the week. We were all, checking it out. What's your soundbite on it? And then we got to light you up. We're going to light you up on Neverland, and we're going to light you up because we only got 6.5 minutes left. You're going to get your plug in. What's up, black girl? BlackHer.
That's not
Soundbite
black
is
hair.
The last
It's her.
BlackHer.
H-E-R.
The last thing that Cohen said was, this president will not leave peacefully. He will not leave office peacefully. folks keep that in mind. That's a big deal. And I think we should get undistracted and really focus on what's happening right in front of us. That's my soundbite.
That's your soundbite. What's your name? Where you from? Say it again.
Angela Dorn from BlackHer.
Spell that, because your accent is killing
like
me.
hair.
BlackHer.
Because
Not hair.
Isn't that a group?
her.
Isn't her a group? Her.
Yeah, her.
Her.
I think it's
song.
actually one person.
It's one
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
One girl.
It's
They
like
call
her.
her.
Yeah,
She won a
her.
Grammy?
That's dope. I
She
have
did.
no
She
idea.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She won a lot of
exactly.
things.
Yes. It's that Booed Up song. Booed Up.
Oh,
No, that's somebody
No,
else.
that's
can
somebody
y'all get
else.
your hers
All right,
together?
whatever.
They all kind of just,
they all
they like really sound
We
really
all kind of
good.
go together.
Exactly.
So what's up, Michelle? What's up, Kilic?
Good.
What's
I'm
up?
great. It's great. March 1st.
You looking well?
Oh, yeah,
Thank
it is
you.
March
Yeah.
It is
March
March
Madness.
1st. Rabbit, rabbit.
Spring's
everybody
coming.
is.
Oh, is this Mardi Gras?
No, it's Women History Month. Come on.
Oh, well, say it loud. Don't bury that.
I didn't bury it. Tonya knows Women History Month.
Yes.
Today,
Okay.
day one.
Well, happy Women's History Month.
That's right.
That's
Let's
right.
light it up.
You see that? I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Go ahead.
What
my
happened?
birthday is
go.
next week, man, and
Your
I ain't
birthday's
getting no
next
love
week?
because it's Women's History
Happy
Month.
birthday.
You're gonna get love. Happy birthday.
You a fellow Pisces?
Happy
No birthday cake, yeah,
Oh,
man.
my God.
Me too.
Oh, God.
Come on
His
now.
birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday, man.
No,
But you
happy
know how it
birthday.
is.
I do.
You got
No.
cake?
I did.
You did?
I did. I got
gotta
a lot
hang
of
around
things.
you.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Tag with
Okay,
you,
so what's
man.
going on, Michelle?
Been
What's
busy
going on with
working.
the
What's cracking? Yeah, you can talk about
Lady
her,
Gaga.
casting.
What's going on with them?
the casting and all
You know,
that?
we're just trying to
They
make.
put the movie back out again.
Of course they did, because it's a blockbuster. Who wouldn't want to see it? It's authenticity, it's a love story, it's substance, it's everything. And it's all about chemistry. I think the hype is just so crazy, because I don't know if you've watched Lady Gaga and Stephen Colbert do their interview before the movie even came out. I mean, the relationship, the connection is all there. Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper represented something and saw something in Lady Gaga, and the two of them collaborated together. Connection, story, raw, the energy together. If you're doing a love story, you got to have it. You got to have it.
You think Bradley Cooper hit that?
Nope.
No.
Why do you say that?
Because they're friends,
Just
and I
asking.
think everyone just wants that to be that way, and it's just not.
The whole- you
and
know,
if it is,
social-
that's kind of sad, really,
Why
because
is it
it's a
sad?
story. It's like Allie and Jackson. That's the story.
Right.
Bradley and Lady Gaga are not Allie and Jackson. It's called acting.
Well, it's called acting, and at first I thought I was thinking, oh, guy hormonal, and I was like, he had to have.
Nope.
But I saw on Kimmel,
Yeah.
and her response to it on Kimmel made me think, it didn't happen. It's called acting. They want you to believe it. Brad's huge. He's worth $100 million. So what he wants, he gets. So he was able to build that chemistry. And then we, as social media and so forth,
I
we
mean,
took
it was
and
on
Well,
ran
think
with
about
fire.
it. Of
It
course
was
it
on
was,
fire.
but think about it. If you're in the audience and you're going to see the story, that's what they want to create and build and make you believe it.
But you
and
saw
we
the
all
song
believed it.
on the Oscars,
Of course
though.
they did. It was all staged. They're performers. Every angle. Did you know Bradley Cooper had every angle of this movie? He
Lit.
went to the auditions. He's done everything. He did his research. He did his homework
He
because
did.
he's just that good.
He took her. He didn't hit it, but he took her to Popeyes. He definitely took her to Popeyes.
Whatever, Popeyes, hey.
Popeyes is amazing.
But you know what? Friends are friends.
Yeah.
He also went to her house and had Italian food together before the movie
That's
and
true.
asked
That's
her
dope.
to, be in the movie. Because
He
she's just
also
that
flew
good.
to Vegas and had her
Yeah.
sing.
But you know what? He actually saw her perform before singing Le'Veon Rose, and that's when he's like, I'm going to ask her to be in the movie.
Once he's
so
seen her
everyone
live.
is taking this all to a whole other level. It's just not there.
They would be a
I don't
good
believe it.
couple, though. I'm just
No, I
saying,
don't
like,
think so.
because reality is way better than.
But that's
on
not
screen.
reality. It's Allie and Jackson,
No,
not
but I'm
Lady
saying
Gaga
that
and
if
Bradley.
reality could be that passionate,
Yeah.
Bradley and Lady Gaga.
Well, it is out there, and then,
Yeah,
and life happens. It's there, and then it fades. It comes and it goes.
The movie screen is one thing, but in reality, it's just more. It's better. You
All right,
got
The
more
reality is substance abuse, kills himself.
That's what makes it all
this
good,
stuff.
though.
Exactly, but that is reality.
All right, Michelle, how do people get in touch with you? We got 40 seconds left. We're
You
tight.
can reach me at RamonasTalent.com. Thanks.
Got you. Well, that was a good,
All right. Yeah, that was
a good wrap up.
Yeah.
Angela,
Michael
what you got?
Jackson.
Angela's about to choke over here. You all right?
Gotta go, I guess.
Does Day You Ice got to do the Heimlich maneuver?
I'd say Other great big news here was the 2 black women who are running in a mayoral runoff in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
The
that's
black
right.
woman is going to
Wait a minute,
lead
what's her name?
Chicago.
You broke that
Prank-
story.
We did.
Prankwinkle.
Tori Preckwinkle and
Yes.
the one we broke, Lori Lightfoot.
Right,
Bring in the
Lightfoot.
light. That's what she's
Exactly.
saying.
Light, bringing the prep. They have no choice. Chicago has no choice.
Lori
It's either or.
Prinkwinkle and bringing the light.
Lightfoot.
Lightfoot.
Yeah.
We had a brother from Chicago last week. We should bring him back on this
Oh, yeah.
topic.
We had T.O. Hardiman last week as well.
You got 30 seconds. What you got? Hit us. Who's going to win? Give us a
Lori
prediction.
Lightfoot's going to win.
Thank you.
No.
Next.
Okay.
What's up, brother?
I like Prankwinkle.
You got 15 seconds. How much time is left?
Hey, well, I just want to say, I stole a bag of chips the other day. Right?
Okay. This punchline's got to come fast, baby.
And when I got to where I was going, I felt like real bad
Let
about
me guess. Barbecue?
it. Nah, Doritos.
Okay.
All right.
Cool
Good.
chip. All right.
So when I got to where I was going, I felt real bad about it, and it wasn't the right thing to do.
Oh, you getting the music like
So-
the Oscars.
So what I did was,
Wrap
man,
it up.
I ended up going back to the store and putting the chips back.
Nice.
Yeah.
What we got next week?
Wait a minute.
Oh, we won't rat on you.
And instead, I stole a pack of gummy worms.
Oh boy.
What I'm trying to say is I'm not perfect, Let's give it up for Michael Cohen
Give
because
it up
he's
for
like
Michael
the
Cohen.
greatest snitch of our time.
Give
The
it up
greatest
for all the
snitch.
guests
He's the
tonight.
greatest
Exactly.
snitch of our time.
Miss Mitchell, who left early. Angela Dorn from BlackHer.
Jovan Dimitri,
My
y'all.
man. Holmes
Chuckles.
Life, what's up? DJ J, you wife's rocking the polo.
Hey.
My main squeeze.
Ooh.
Tanya. J Jones, always on.
That's right.
We'll
Always
see
on
you
fire.
next
What we
week.
got next week?
We got the brother from Tidal.
Oh.
We have a comedy, another comic, young man, Kevin Royal.
Okay.
I can't remember his
Kevin
last name.
Doyle?
My bad. Can't remember his last name. Don't
Doyle.
shoot me.
Coming up. Siobhan?
Not right now, but I have a new live cast airing on
Oh, yeah,
IG
you
Live.
watch. Yeah.
And that's every
Plug
day,
that.
Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. If anybody wants,
What was that?
free promo, free interview.
Let's get a
Don't be afraid
discount.
to DM me or send me an email at avodimitri@gmail.com.
What is it about?
Also,
It's about money.
it's about everything, breaking down entertainment, culture, news,
Okay.
and mainly talking about people's brand and what they look to accomplish
Oh, so you already
within
know
their
something
platform.
about that. All right.
We are all about
All right, we got to
brand.
get up out of here.
We do.
It's out of here.
I'm sure it's
Anyways,
already
All right, y'all.
thank you very much.
Black.
We going to get a couple bottles of water, a couple shots of H2O. Yeah.
We gotta make
We
sure
gotta
you come
go.
early and come
Exactly.
often because you're
Because
funny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You
You're
know?
Crazy. Anyways, you coming back. of
Yeah,
course.
no
Everybody
doubt.
Come back. But anyways, we got to get out of here. Thank you all for watching.
Got to pay the rent.
Thanks, Alvina and everybody. Who
Yeah.
else? Thanks, Steve.
Co and
for
Co.
calling. You can catch us on Instagram.
He causes it heat.
TJ Always On.
Love it.
Facebook, TJ Always On.
I'm owe you out.
iTunes and Google for podcasts. Check us out. See y'all next week. Bye. Peace.
So how do y'all go about